In today's digital age, we're constantly bombarded with motivational quotes, videos, and success stories that promise to ignite our inner fire and inspire us to take action. Social media feeds and online platforms are brimming with catchy slogans and uplifting messages designed to spur us into achieving our dreams. While these bursts of motivation can indeed be invigorating, they often only serve as the initial spark. The reality is that motivation alone is rarely sufficient to bring our goals to fruition. What truly bridges the gap between dreams and reality is the relentless grind, the consistent effort and dedication that comes with self-discipline. Imagine you're at the start of a new journey, be it learning to drive, embarking on a new career path, or pursuing a higher education. The initial wave of enthusiasm might carry you through the first few steps, but what happens when the novelty fades? When the road gets tough and the obstacles seem insurmountable, motivation wanes, and the daily grind sets in. This is where the real test begins. Mastery of any skill or the attainment of any significant goal often requires repetitive practice, unwavering effort, and a steadfast commitment. Shortcuts are rare, and without perseverance, even the most passionate aspirations can fizzle out. For instance, think about learning to drive. The excitement of getting behind the wheel for the first time is undeniable. However, mastering the art of driving involves countless hours of practice, understanding road rules, and developing muscle memory through repetitive action. Similarly, earning an academic degree is not about cramming knowledge in short bursts, but about sustained study, attending lectures, and completing assignments over several years. Both scenarios highlight that progress is a marathon, not a sprint. It's the day-to-day actions, often mundane and monotonous, that propel us towards our goals. Many individuals find themselves stuck in this phase of necessary repetition. They have the intent and the desire to succeed, yet meaningful progress remains elusive. They set their goals, map out plans, and may even start strong, but somewhere along the way, they falter. The initial motivation that fueled their start doesn't suffice to see them through the journey. This gap between intent and execution is where self-discipline plays a crucial role. Discipline, at its core, is about exerting a controlled effort that demands self-restraint and a commitment to a set of rules or schedules. It often conjures up images of strict routines and regimented lifestyles, akin to those found in military training or the rigid discipline of boarding schools. Because of this, discipline frequently gets a bad reputation. It's often seen as unromantic, monotonous, and even oppressive, a stark contrast to the free-spirited pursuit of passion and spontaneity. However, self-discipline is the unsung hero that transforms our aspirations into accomplishments. It's the steady, guiding force that keeps us on track, helping us navigate through distractions and challenges. Unlike the fleeting nature of motivation, self-discipline endures, providing the structure and stability needed to achieve long-term goals. It's what propels an athlete through countless hours of training, a student through endless study sessions, or an entrepreneur through the relentless grind of building a business. The concept of self-discipline, as described by the Cambridge Dictionary, is the ability to compel oneself to undertake actions that one knows are necessary, even in the face of reluctance or temptation. It involves a combination of self-control to resist distractions, a drive to engage in meaningful work, and a clear target to strive towards. In essence, self-discipline means consistently doing what we should and avoiding what we shouldn't. On the surface, this seems straightforward. However, for many people, achieving self-discipline can be quite challenging. The practice of self-discipline demands more than just a superficial effort. It requires a deep and ongoing commitment to align our actions with our long-term goals and values. Self-control, one of the key dimensions of self-discipline, is about the ability to resist short-term temptations and distractions. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with stimuli that can easily divert our attention from our goals. Whether it's the lure of social media, the comfort of procrastination, or the myriad of other distractions available at our fingertips, maintaining focus and resisting these impulses requires considerable effort and fortitude. The second dimension, the drive to engage in work, involves the ability to start and continue working towards our goals despite the inherent difficulties or lack of immediate rewards. This drive is what keeps us moving forward when motivation wanes. It's the internal push that gets us out of bed early to study, to practice, or to pursue our passions even when we don't feel like it. The third dimension, having a clear aim or target, is crucial because it provides direction and purpose. Without a clear goal, it's easy to become aimless or to be swayed by distractions. Goals give our efforts meaning and help us measure our progress. They serve as a beacon, guiding us through the challenges and obstacles we encounter along the way. These three dimensions of self-discipline, self-control, the drive to work, and a clear aim were not just acknowledged but deeply praised by the ancient Stoics. For them, these qualities were integral to living a virtuous and fulfilling life. The Stoics believed that by cultivating these aspects of self-discipline, individuals could navigate life's challenges with greater ease and purpose. Even though the Stoics sought inner peace, they were far from idle or indifferent to the world around them. They understood that true tranquility did not come from avoiding life's challenges but from engaging with them thoughtfully and purposefully. The Stoic ideal of living in agreement with nature included using our minds and bodies to their fullest potential, actively contributing to society, and developing our inherent capabilities. The Stoics believed that each of us has unique attributes and strengths, and it is our duty to cultivate and apply these in meaningful ways. Consider Epictetus's reflection on the mythic figure Hercules. According to Epictetus, Hercules' legendary status was not simply a result of his innate strength or divine origin. Instead, it was the relentless engagement with and overcoming of adversities that truly defined him. What would Hercules have been without the trials that tested his might and resolve? Epictetus argued that the challenges Hercules faced were not just obstacles but essential elements of his identity and purpose. They were the very crucibles through which he forged his greatness. Imagine if Hercules, endowed with his immense power and noble spirit, had chosen a life of ease and leisure instead. If he had avoided conflicts and shied away from danger, he would never have become the hero celebrated in myth and history. His strength and virtue would have remained dormant, unused, and unappreciated. The world, too, would have been worse off, left to suffer under the threats and chaos that Hercules was destined to combat. By confronting his challenges head-on, Hercules not only fulfilled his potential but also made the world a safer, better place. This mutual benefit, where personal development and societal contribution go hand in hand, is at the heart of the Stoic philosophy of action and self-discipline. So, how do we cultivate self-discipline in a way that aligns with Stoic philosophy? How do we transform the concept of self-discipline from a mere buzzword into a practical guide for living? Let's delve into some Stoic ideas that are particularly relevant for building and maintaining self-discipline. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, likened life to a grand banquet. He suggested that if a delectable dish is placed in front of us, we should partake in it moderately. If the dish hasn't reached us yet, we shouldn't reach out for it eagerly. And if it passes by us without stopping, we shouldn't attempt to hold it back. Even more profound, he proposed that the highest strength lies in the ability to decline what is presented to us, a divine act of self-control. This metaphor encapsulates the essence of self-discipline, the capacity to restrain oneself and exercise self-control amidst life's various temptations. Self-control is not merely about abstaining from indulgences but is a cornerstone of self-discipline. It enables us to steer our actions in alignment with our long-term goals and values. Imagine setting out to write a thesis. Theoretically, it's straightforward. Allocate the hours for research and writing, and the task is accomplished. However, in practice, it's a daunting challenge for many, primarily due to distractions that compete for our attention. Life constantly throws distractions our way, and we often have little to no control over them. Epictetus reminds us that our sphere of influence is limited to our own actions and responses. We cannot control external events, like a friend inviting us for drinks, the release of a new season of our favorite TV show, or unsolicited criticism. These external factors beyond our dominion can easily derail our focus and divert us from our goals. With the rapid advancement of technology, the barrage of distractions has only intensified, making it increasingly difficult to stay on course. While we can attempt to minimize distractions by carefully managing our environment, choosing a quiet workspace, setting boundaries for social interactions, or limiting screen time, there will always be elements beyond our control. So, how do we maintain our focus and commitment amidst such relentless external pull? The answer lies in strengthening our self-control. Self-control acts as our internal guard, enabling us to withstand the allure of distractions and maintain our trajectory towards our goals. It's about reinforcing our determination to complete what we've set out to do. The ability to say no to temptations is not inherent but cultivated through consistent practice and exposure. Each time we resist a distraction or overcome a temptation, we build our self-control, making it easier to resist future enticements. Consider the process of writing that thesis again. On one hand, there are tempting distractions, a notification of a friend's party, a new episode on Netflix, or even an intriguing social media post. On the other hand, there's the task at hand, requiring sustained focus and effort. Every time we choose to work on our thesis instead of yielding to these temptations, we strengthen our self-control. Over time, these distractions lose their power over us. This process mirrors the Stoic philosophy of training the mind to achieve a state of tranquility and freedom from external influences. Practicing self-control doesn't mean living a life devoid of pleasure or spontaneity. It means prioritizing actions that align with our deeper values and long-term goals over momentary gratifications. It's about finding balance and learning to enjoy pleasures without becoming enslaved by them. In Epictetus's banquet metaphor, enjoying a dish in moderation is part of the experience, but the key is not to be ruled by the desire for more. The cultivation of self-control is akin to building a muscle. It requires regular exercise and gradually increasing resistance. Start with small, manageable challenges like setting a timer for focused work sessions, avoiding impulse purchases, or sticking to a planned diet. As you consistently overcome these smaller temptations, your capacity for self-control will grow, empowering you to tackle larger and more significant challenges. When we master self-control, we gain a profound sense of freedom, the freedom to pursue our aspirations without being sidetracked by the whims of the moment. This freedom is what the Stoics regarded as true liberty, the ability to act in accordance with our values and intentions, unaffected by external circumstances. The question of how we can accomplish our goals when we're either unable or unwilling to work for them touches on a fundamental aspect of human existence. From the Stoic perspective, work is not just a necessity. It is a core part of our design and purpose. The Stoics believed that everything in the universe has its place and function, and as humans, our unique capabilities are meant to serve a greater whole. This idea is elegantly encapsulated in the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, who frequently reminded himself of his responsibilities both as an emperor and as a human being. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius reflects on the importance of rising to fulfill one's duties. He writes, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do? Or is this what I was created for, to huddle under the blankets and stay warm?" This poignant question underscores a central tenet of Stoic thought: we were not created merely to seek comfort and avoid hardship. Instead, we were designed to engage actively with the world, to contribute and to fulfill our roles. The allure of staying in bed, wrapped in warmth and comfort, is universal. But Marcus Aurelius challenges this inclination by pointing to the natural world. He observes how plants, sparrows, ants, spiders, and bees all perform their duties diligently. Each of these creatures contributes to the order of the world through their actions, participating in the cycle of nature. The Stoic emperor asks himself, why aren't you running to do what your nature demands? This rhetorical question highlights a fundamental Stoic belief: it is in our nature to work and to act. For the Stoics, work is not merely a means to an end. It is a virtuous activity in itself. Industriousness is seen as a hallmark of virtue because it aligns with the natural order and our intrinsic purpose. To work is to live in accordance with nature, fulfilling the roles we are uniquely equipped to perform. However, this Stoic view does not advocate for relentless toil without respite. Marcus Aurelius acknowledges the necessity of rest and relaxation, just as nature sets limits on eating and drinking. He writes, "Nature set a limit on that, as it did on eating and drinking." The Stoics understood that while work is essential, it must be balanced with periods of rest to maintain health and well-being. This balance ensures that we can continue to perform our duties effectively. The Stoic approach to work is deeply rooted in the understanding that human life is inherently purposeful. Our abilities and talents are not meant to be squandered but to be utilized in the service of the world. This perspective encourages us to find meaning and fulfillment in our efforts, regardless of the external rewards or recognition. Industriousness plays a pivotal role in self-discipline. It's not merely about having the willpower to refrain from distractions, but about cultivating a proactive habit of staying active and engaged in meaningful tasks. When we have goals to achieve, mere self-control isn't sufficient. We must develop a consistent work ethic, diligently carrying out the actions necessary to reach our objectives. However, the challenge lies in how to maintain this industriousness and resist the temptations of laziness and procrastination. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, provides profound insight into the roots of industriousness and the pitfalls of laziness. He suggests that laziness stems from a fundamental lack of self-love and a disregard for our inherent nature. He articulates this thought in Meditations. "In earnest, you have no true love for yourself. If you had, you would love your nature and honor her wishes. Now, when a man loves his trade, how he will sweat and drudge to perform it to perfection. But you honor your nature less than a turner does the art of turning, or a dancing master the art of dancing." According to Marcus, those who are industrious are driven by a deep respect and love for their own nature. They see their work as an extension of their being and a way to honor their inherent capabilities. In contrast, laziness reflects a disconnect from and a lack of appreciation for one's true self and potential. It's a failure to embrace our natural predisposition to engage and contribute. To fully harness our potential and cultivate self-discipline, it's essential to engage in activities that align with our individual natures and talents. Just as Hercules, with his formidable strength and heroic spirit, was naturally inclined to protect the weak and combat danger, each of us possesses unique attributes that suit us to particular endeavors. Whether it's writing, art, scientific research, or any other pursuit, recognizing and embracing our natural proclivities is a cornerstone of living a disciplined and fulfilling life from a Stoic perspective. The Stoics believe that everyone is endowed with specific qualities and talents that should be honored and utilized productively. This concept isn't merely about discovering our interests, but about understanding our intrinsic capabilities and how they can best serve both ourselves and society. When we align our activities with our innate strengths, we are more likely to experience a sense of purpose and fulfillment. For example, a person with a natural aptitude for mathematics might find great satisfaction and success in pursuing a career in engineering or finance. Similarly, someone with a deep appreciation for the arts might thrive in creative fields like painting, music, or literature. By embracing our natural talents and finding ways to apply them meaningfully, we not only enhance our own lives but also contribute to the greater good. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, emphasized the brevity of life and the importance of not wasting it. He observed that many people drift through life aimlessly, squandering their time and energy on pursuits that neither fulfill them nor contribute to a larger purpose. This aimlessness, he argued, is a significant barrier to self-discipline and personal growth. To avoid this pitfall, it's crucial to set clear, specific goals. These goals act as a guiding star, providing direction and motivation. Without a clear target to strive towards, we are prone to distraction and indecision, often investing our efforts in activities that offer little long-term value or not acting at all. Marcus Aurelius underscored the importance of purposeful action. In his Meditations, he reflected on the folly of being busy without actually accomplishing anything meaningful. There is likewise another sort of roving to be avoided, for some people are busy and yet do nothing. They fatigue and wear themselves out and yet aim at no goal, nor pursue any general end of action or design. This observation is a powerful reminder that activity without purpose is fruitless and exhausting. When we operate without clear goals, we may find ourselves engaged in a flurry of activity, yet achieving little of significance. This lack of direction leads to wasted energy and missed opportunities for meaningful progress. In contrast, purpose-driven action focuses our efforts on achieving specific objectives, fostering a sense of accomplishment and progress. In today's fast-paced world, we often find ourselves expending immense amounts of energy, but not always in ways that are productive or fulfilling. We might exhaust ourselves through endless partying, excessive drinking, marathon gaming sessions, or binge-watching television series. It's not that we are inactive or lazy. Rather, we pour our time and energy into fleeting pleasures that offer little long-term value. Many of us feel like we are stuck on a perpetual hamster wheel, running tirelessly towards short-term gratifications that lead nowhere. We work hard, but the rewards of our labor are often funneled into sustaining a cycle of consumerism and momentary delights. This endless pursuit of minor pleasures can leave us feeling drained and unfulfilled, and life begins to feel aimless. The dreams and ambitions we once held may start to seem unattainable, buried under a mountain of distractions and immediate gratifications. At the heart of this modern malaise is often a lack of clear purpose or direction. Without a guiding aim, we may find ourselves drifting, our days consumed by activities that do not contribute to our personal growth or long-term happiness. This aimlessness can be incredibly disheartening. When life feels devoid of purpose and our aspirations appear out of reach, it is easy to become disillusioned and disengaged. A significant factor contributing to this state of confusion and lack of direction is the overwhelming number of choices available to us today. In a world brimming with possibilities, the paradox of choice often leaves us paralyzed. We are bombarded with countless options in every aspect of life: career paths, hobbies, lifestyles, relationships, which can make it daunting to commit to a single goal. Barry Schwartz, in his seminal work The Paradox of Choice, argues that having too many choices can lead to anxiety, indecision, and a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. When faced with an abundance of options, we may fear making the wrong choice and missing out on other opportunities. This fear of failure or making the wrong decision can prevent us from committing to any path, leaving us stuck in a loop of indecision and inactivity. Marcus Aurelius profoundly urged, "Stop drifting. Sprint to the finish. Write off your hopes, and if your well-being matters to you, be your own savior while you can." This powerful exhortation from the Stoic emperor compels us to reflect on our lives and our sense of direction. Are we passively letting life happen to us, like leaves caught in the whims of the wind, or are we seizing our innate power to make choices and take decisive action? In today's world, with its multitude of distractions and choices, it is easy to lose our way. We may find ourselves adrift, allowing others to make decisions for us, shaping our lives in ways that do not reflect our true desires. This lack of direction can leave us feeling aimless and unfulfilled, as if we are merely spectators in our own lives. However, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we have the power to be our own saviors. Our ability to choose and act is our most profound power. By embracing this power, we can take control of our destiny and steer our lives towards a purpose that truly matters to us. This is not just about making big, life-changing decisions. It is also about the small, everyday choices that cumulatively shape our lives. Having a clear and compelling aim transforms the struggle of self-discipline into a meaningful journey. With a goal in sight, we find purpose in our actions. A strong and clear aim provides a reason to rise each morning with intention and vigor. It serves as our guiding star, illuminating the path and giving direction to our efforts. When we are focused on a specific goal, the discipline to pursue it becomes less of a chore and more of a natural progression. Each step we take towards our goal, no matter how small, builds momentum and fortifies our resolve. We see the finish line getting closer, and this visible progress strengthens our confidence and commitment. Self-discipline, in essence, becomes a byproduct of having a purpose. When our actions are aligned with a meaningful goal, we naturally prioritize what matters and discard what doesn't. We are less likely to be swayed by fleeting distractions because our focus is fixed on something greater. Imagine an artist working on a masterpiece. The vision of the final painting drives every brushstroke, guiding the artist through moments of frustration and fatigue. The artist doesn't need to force discipline upon themselves because their passion and vision for the finished piece provide all the motivation they need. Similarly, when we have a clear aim, our daily tasks and efforts become part of a larger, meaningful pursuit. Without a clear aim, however, we are vulnerable to drifting. The modern world offers countless ways to fill our time, but without a goal, we may end up busy but unproductive, our efforts scattered and uncoordinated. We might work hard, but in the absence of direction, we achieve little of lasting value. As Marcus Aurelius suggests, we must avoid the trap of being busy and yet doing nothing. Choosing a specific goal to focus on can be daunting, especially when there are so many possibilities. However, committing to a single aim and letting go of others can bring clarity and purpose. It simplifies our lives and provides a sense of direction that can transform our approach to every day. When we have a goal that truly resonates with us, it acts as a beacon, cutting through the noise and distractions of life. It helps us prioritize our actions and maintain our focus. This star in the sky shines brightly, guiding us toward what truly matters and casting everything else into the shadows. It provides the motivation to keep going, even when the path is difficult, because we know our efforts are leading us towards something meaningful. In conclusion, self-discipline is not about imposing rigid control over every aspect of our lives. It is about aligning our actions with a purpose that matters to us. By choosing a clear and compelling goal, we can harness our natural abilities and direct our energies towards something that brings fulfillment and meaning. So, let's heed Marcus Aurelius's call to action. Let's stop drifting and sprint towards our goals. Let's be our own saviors by embracing our power to choose and act. With a strong aim and the self-discipline it fosters, we can transform our lives from aimless wandering to purposeful pursuit. This journey is not just about reaching the destination, but also about the growth and satisfaction we find along the way. If you've enjoyed this exploration into the depths of self-discipline and purpose, make sure to like and subscribe for more insights. Leave a comment below on what goals you're sprinting towards and how you plan to embrace your inner power to achieve them. Let's embark on this journey together, one purposeful step at a time.